All right, I'm gonna talk about some new hirings, mainly on the defensive side, because, man. All right. So the Green Bay Packers have hired Jeff Hafley to be the new defensive coordinator. Jeff Hafley was the head coach of Boston College. Honestly, I don't hate it. I think it's an all right move. I'm mad that they're not trading Jair because I wanted to get some draft capital for that man because he's gonna fucking be a Raven in a few years, and I fucking know he's gonna be a Raven because all signs have been pointing toward him being a Raven, and if he's not a Raven, he'd be a Niner. And plus, Jair played with Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Now, all right, I don't hate it. I think it can be solid. Anyways, let's get to another one. Let's talk about Zach Orr being named the Ravens defensive coordinator. Now, Mike Macdonald, you guys know, was the hottest name, not named Jim Harbaugh or Bill Belichick or Mike Vrabel. He was the hottest name. Like, Mike Macdonald is a fucking phenomenal coordinator. We'll see how he does as head coach. I think he's going to do really good. Depends on his offensive coaching staff. Because you can have a phenomenal fucking defense, but your offensive coaching staff is fucking inept. The New York Jets. But yeah, I think Mike Macdonald's going to do some wonders in Seattle. But Zach Orr is named his replacement. Now, funny enough, Zach Orr played for the Ravens, if you guys didn't know. He was an all-pro linebacker. Played 3 seasons with the Ravens. Ended up getting injured, which is why he retired, because he got hurt. He could have been something, but, injuries had to fucking kill his career. Now, I like this for the Ravens. Now, I might only be saying this because, me and him share the same first name. But honestly, I think it's going to work. I think he knows the Ravens defensive system well. He's a player's coach, which, having players coaches helps, like the Texans, D'Amico Ryans, the Lions, Dan Campbell. The Raiders just got Antonio Pierce as a full-time head coach now. I see Pierce's staff, and I think it's solid. I don't think it's a will beater staff, but I think it's solid. There will be a stream on Sunday regarding all the coaching vacancies. I will grade them. One by one. Now, I think Orr's going to do great. I think he will eventually, after John eventually steps down and goes to the front office, which I think he's going to end up doing it, be their new director of player personnel. Because Joe Ortiz left for the San Diego Chargers. They're still San Diego, not fucking LA. Oh, and by the way, Dean had no choice. Dean wanted to stay, but, the city of San Diego decided to reject every proposal known to man. But that's a topic for another discussion. But that loss, I think, hurts more than Mike, because granted, Mike's a phenomenal coordinator, but there were other guys in-house that could replace him. I was thinking it was going to be Anthony Weaver because he has defensive coordinator experience. He was a good defensive coordinator, considering the fucking lack of talent he had on his defense. Literally, the best player he had was a washed-up J.J. Watt. Do you really think that defense was going to be good? Yeah, absolutely not. Now, I think this is going to be a good move that they promoted Orr, because Orr was going to go to Seattle and follow Macdonald, but instead they kept him. Yo, what's up, Ash? What up, Daniel Barry? I view Orr as basically like Pierce. He's a former linebacker. was pretty good in the NFL. Difference is Orr was cut short to injuries. Pierce wasn't. I think Orr is going to end up being a head coach soon. Probably the Ravens when John Harbaugh decides to call it a coaching career and just go up to the front office. I thought if the Ravens won on Sunday, which I'm still hurt over that they lost, because some guys might leave. I'm gonna be, if I was a guy I would be glad leaving, would be Patrick Queen. I was never really that big of a Patrick Queen guy. Good in college, but he was not really good until Roquan Smith came. Roquan Smith elevated Patrick Queen's game. He elevated it. Honestly, I think Zach Orr is going to unlock. This name is going to be heard a lot next year. I think Trent Simpson's going to be the next. I think he's next up. I think it's his time. He showed he was flying all over the field against the Steelers. I think he could show that a bit next season. I would definitely keep Madubuike. I don't think Weaver is going anywhere. The last job got filled up, and that was Washington. Man, no one wants to fucking coach them. Dear God, they fumbled. They really fumbled. Because Bill Belichick was was interviewed by Washington, and Washington went with Dan Campbell. Not Dan Campbell. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh well. Dan Quinn. And we know Dan Quinn is a head coach. He's not really great. Well, again, neither is Raheem Morris, but Raheem Morris was young. He was a head coach in Tampa. I think he'll do better now, and he's familiar with the Falcons because he coached in their organization before. He is a McVay coach, and I like McVay coaches unless your name is Joe Barry or Brandon Staley. But, the Ravens defense will be fine. They are not winning the Triple Crown again. I'm telling you that right now. That defense is not winning the Triple Crown ever again. All right, I'm going to say this now. And I'm just saying. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying. 2023 felt a lot like 2011 did with the Ravens. 2011, the Ravens won the North, had a great defense. That defense, unlike this Raven defense, that defense had the Defensive Player of the Year, a guy who's going to make the Hall of Fame, Terrell Suggs. Offense was good. They lose a heartbreaker in the AFC Championship game, and they beat the Texans in that postseason. Oh, and they played the NFC West in the regular season, too. They lost to the anointed GOAT in the AFC Championship game at the time in Tom Brady. They lose a coordinator, and they go in-house. 2012. They play the NFC East and the AFC West. They also played the winner of the AFC East, which was the Patriots, and the winner of the AFC South, which was the Texans in Houston. They went on to beat an AFC West team in the divisional round and beat an AFC East team in the championship round. And they won the Super Bowl against the 49ers in New Orleans. 2024. They play the NFC East and the AFC West next year. This time they're playing Buffalo and not the Patriots from the AFC East. And the AFC South, they're at the Texans. Notice a pattern here. And you guys want to know where the Super Bowl is going to be next year? New Orleans. I'm just saying, I have a feeling it can happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm just saying, I have a feeling. I have a feeling next year could be it for the Ravens. I have a feeling. I don't think, like I said, but man, do I really have that feeling. I'm just going to say this. The Ravens will be very interesting next year to watch. And about Hafley, okay. This hire showed everyone what coaches think of the current state of college football. Jeff Hafley just won seven games, and he was supposed to win one this past season. After they lost to Northern Illinois and they were taken to overtime by Holy Cross, I thought they were going to win 2-10. But no, they made a bowl game. They won a bowl game. Jeff Hafley leaves for the NFL. That shows you the state of college football. Jim left because, well, Jim already accomplished what he wanted to do in college. Now he's gunning for a Lombardi. I think eventually he'll get one. Not this upcoming season, but eventually he'll get one. That's how Jim Harbaugh is. He's eventually going to win a championship. But Chip Kelly, UCLA head coach, just interviewed for the Commanders. He just interviewed for the Commanders' offensive coordinator job. I think college football is I think it's spiraling downward. It's probably why Saban retired. Beside his health, obviously. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think he eventually wins one, but I didn't say this year. I think next season will be much fun. Anyways, I'm going to end this. Sunday, I'll talk about the coaching hires. I'll grade them. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.